One of the biggest expenses in your life is sitting right in front of you, and almost nobody talks about it. And no, it's not your daily coffee. This one thing quietly destroys more wealth than most people realize. And for the average person, it can cost over $10,000 every single year. But there is one small decision related to this expense that completely changed how I think about money. And when I discovered it, I literally doubled my savings rate. I'll show you exactly what is in a second. The reason cars destroy so much wealth has less to do with transportation and more to do with psychology. In our society, cars have become a symbol of success. When someone gets a new car, people immediately notice it. Friends congratulate them. Coworkers ask questions, and it often feels like a reward for working hard. Because of that, many people end up buying cars not just for transportation, but for status. A nicer car can make you feel successful, accomplished, and even respected, but the financial reality behind that decision is rarely discussed. What often happens is that people stretch their budget far beyond what they can comfortably afford. Instead of buying a reliable and practical car, they finance something more expensive because it looks better or feels like an upgrade. The problem is that the cost of the car is not just the sticker price. Once you start adding financing, insurance, fuel, maintenance, and depreciation, the decision can quietly drain thousands of dollars from your finances every year. And because everyone around us is doing the same thing, it starts to feel normal. But the real issue isn't the price of the car. The first reason cars are so expensive is something most people completely ignore. The biggest cost of owning a car isn't fuel, insurance, or even the monthly payment. It's depreciation. Depreciation simply means the loss of value over time. Unlike assets that grow in value, most cars start losing money the moment you buy them. In fact, the moment you drive a brand new car off the dealership lot, it instantly becomes a used car, and its value can drop 10 to 15% immediately. That means thousands of dollars can disappear in a matter of minutes. And depreciation doesn't stop there. During the first few years of ownership, cars tend to lose value the fastest. By the time a car is around 3 to 5 years old, a large portion of the depreciation has already happened. That's why many financial experts say the sweet spot for buying a car is reliable vehicle that's around 3 to 5 years old. You avoid the steepest drop in value while still getting a relatively modern car. But depreciation isn't the only cost quietly draining your money. There are several hidden costs that quietly add up over time, and most people don't fully account for them. The first one is financing. Very few people buy cars with cash, so they take out a loan. That means on top of the price of the car, you're also paying interest to the bank. Depending on the loan and interest rate, this can add thousands of dollars to the total cost. Next is fuel. Even if your monthly car payment is $400 or $500, many people forget that they might also be spending $150 or $250 per month on gas. Over a year, that alone can add up to several $1,000s. Then there is insurance. Car insurance is another ongoing expense that many drivers underestimate. Depending on your age, location, and type of car you drive, insurance can easily cost over $1,000 per year. Finally, the maintenance and repairs. Oil changes, tires, brake, and unexpected repairs all add to the true cost of ownership. Most people think their car costs about $500 a month, but when you add everything together, the real number becomes much higher. According to several estimates, the average cost of owning and operating a car in the United States is now around $10,000 per year. That includes depreciation, financing, fuel, insurance, and maintenance. Now, think about that for a moment. If the average salary is somewhere around $50,000 to $60,000 per year, spending $10,000 on a car means a huge portion of your income is going towards something that is constantly losing value. In many cases, that's 15-20% of someone's early income going into depreciating asset. And because these costs are spread across monthly payments, fuel, and occasional repairs, most people never really see the full picture. They just see a manageable monthly payment. But when you zoom out and look at the total yearly cost, it becomes much more significant. But here is where things get really interesting. The real cost of owning an expensive car isn't just the money you spend. Is the opportunity cost of what that money could have become if you invested it instead. Let's say the average cost of owning a car is around $10,000 per year. Now imagine that instead of spending all of that on transportation, you invested a portion of it every year. If you invested $10,000 per year in the stock market, earning an average return of around 7-8%, that money could grow dramatically over time. After 10 years, you could already have, well, all over 100,000 invested. And over a few decades, that number could grow into hundreds of thousands of dollars. That's the real difference between spending and investing. One slowly drains your money, while the other allows your money to start working for you. And when you start looking at your expenses, this is why even small financial decisions begin to matter a lot more. So, what should you actually do? Let's just quickly recap the key ideas from this video. First, understand that cars can quietly become one of the largest expenses in your life, often costing around $10,000 per year, when you include depreciation, fuel insurance, and maintenance. Second, if you are planning to buy a car, try to avoid buying brand new. The steepest depreciation usually happens in the first few years, which is why many experts recommend buying a reliable car that's around 3 to 5 years old. Third, make sure you shop around for insurance regularly. Insurance companies constantly compete for customers, and comparing prices once a year could help you save a significant amount of money. Fourth, consider whether your household really needs multiple cars, and if possible, try to reduce the number of vehicles you own. And finally, if it's an option, living closer to work can reduce driving, fuel costs, and wear on your car. Small decisions like this can make a huge difference over time. But before you go, there is another financial mistake that keeps millions of people broke for decades. And surprisingly, it has nothing to do with cars. In fact, many people who avoid expensive cars still struggle financially because of one decision that seems completely normal at first, but quietly costs them hundreds of thousands of dollars over time. Once you understand this mistake, it completely changes how you think about money, spending, and building wealth. I made a full video explaining exactly what this mistake is and how to avoid it. So, if you want to understand the next step to building the real wealth, watch this video right here. Thank you for watching. See you.